Cowboy Bebop is something special, and it's a show I fell in love with since my first time watching it. Each time I've watched it since, I've found something new to think about. Cowboy Bebop isn't a show about what's on the surface level, it's about what's underneath, and nothing reflects that better than the characters themselves. The show revolves around a group of bounty hunters: Spike, Jet, Faye, Ed, and Ein, each with their own pasts and stories coming together. Each character feels so unique and different from one another, and their pasts play a central role in shaping the kind of characters they become. I'm actually hesitant to call them characters because they just feel like people, and I think part of that comes from how true to life they are and how distinctly human their behavior is. Their thoughts, emotions, motivations, they're also believable, and I think a large part of that comes from how subtle the show chooses to be and how it portrays what's going on. In real life, while of course there are outbursts of passion and expressiveness, a lot of what's really going on in someone's mind and how they express what they're feeling is so nuanced, and Cowboy Bebop accurately portrays that and doesn't shy away from being mature in how it handles this. Take this opening scene. The long ash at the end of Spike's cigarette hints to us that he's deep in thought and yet absent-minded. The shape of his mouth and the shading above indicates he's clearly troubled. Judging by how he throws the cigarette away despite having half left, only to join a collection of half-smoken cigarettes at his feet, tells us that he's distant. We're given a sense that something is left unfinished, and through the rest of the shot, the feeling of watching something unfinished unfold is what sticks with us. Which is a huge part of who Spike is as a person. He's haunted by his past and business he's left unfinished, and the way he acts through the show reflects that and just silently screams at us and taunts us as if he already knows how things are going to end for him. And it's this refusal of the show to explicitly tell us how a character is feeling or what they're thinking that flushes them out and makes them believable. A great example of this is one of my personal favorite scenes from the show, and it takes place right after Faye and Ed and Ein have just left the crew after Spike and Jet have already gotten attached to them. It's Spike and Jet gorging themselves on eggs, trying feverishly to just distract themselves from the pain they're feeling. And no one cries and no one explicitly says, "I'm sad." They're just straight-faced, trying hopelessly to distract themselves, but you can still tell what they're feeling. And this really isn't too different from situations when you've had to say goodbye to someone, because distracting yourself from the pain of losing someone is such a human thing to do. Another moment I love is with Faye. Not to give too much away, her circumstance and how she ends up as she does, roaming through space aimlessly, not remembering where she came from, is truly tragic. And it all culminates with when she finally finds her past home, or what's left of it. The show isn't telling you how to feel, no one's saying what's in their mind, but you can just tell, you just connect with her. And she goes through the ruins of her home, visualizes where her bed was as a child, and just lays there. And you know what she's thinking. You get it. While the futuristic setting is one that you might think distances you from the characters, I actually find that not to be the case in Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop has to be set in the future simply out of necessity. You know, Faye's, Jet's, Ed's personal story arcs just wouldn't work if this wasn't set in the future, but only because of physical things that have to happen. The essence of their stories, however, are timeless. Ultimately, it's the idea that these characters represent that you connect with, because their stories are human stories and human problems we face and have to face. Because in the end, Cowboy Bebop is a show about finding meaning and purpose to it all. It's the decisions Cowboy Bebop makes on how to present these themes and how to describe to you how these characters are feeling that make the show so powerful. And by the time the final few sequences come around and you see characters make certain decisions,
where are you going?
You get it.
What are you going to do? Just throw your life away like it was nothing?
Because you're human.
I'm not going there to die. I'm going to find out if I'm really alive. I have to do it, Faye.